Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here, and it is time. And we've reached the halfway point for the list. Now it's only 6 days away from Christmas, and it's time for me to talk about hero number 6. And well, that hero is Hal Jordan. That's right, the second Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I didn't really get into Green Lantern comics. Once I started to get back, I wasn't originally that much into Green Lantern. I knew he had Power Ring. I knew there were at least another guy, different people who've worn the Green Lantern identity, and I knew about John Stewart because of the Justice League cartoon. But eventually, once I started to get, when I moved away from Marvel and tried to get more into DC, I read Teen Titans when it was written by Jeff Johns, and I thought he was such a good writer that I wanted to know what other books he wrote, and I found out about Green Lantern, his Green Lantern run, and I kind of want to know where it began, where he sort of began, and it began with this Green Lantern Rebirth, which was the revival of Hal Jordan as a Green Lantern. All right, I want to say when they mean rebirth, it really felt more like restoring Hal Jordan back to being a Green Lantern. Technically he was dead, but but Hal Jordan was the Spectre at the time, though. So I really think that when I hear this book, Green Lantern Rebirth, I don't think Hal Jordan coming back from the dead. I just think of Hal Jordan returning to his role as the Green Lantern. Alright, there have been a number of people who've used the Green Lantern name, but Hal's my favorite. Alright, I really didn't. If you've seen my Green Lantern collection videos, then you know that most of my books are Hal Jordan, or all feature Hal Jordan. Well, that again is because I read because I pretty much got my Green Lantern knowledge from the Jeff Johns run, and it was amazing. And I was really happy to find this because it's actually, I want to say that the collected edition is hard to find, but now I think it's easier because they did re-release it. They either released an Absolute Edition or another version of this with a different cover, but at the time it wasn't available, and this I had pretty much tracked down to a Borders, like, on the other side of town, which I was very happy about. And I have to say, though, that this is definitely a good read, because in it, because it turns out Hal Jordan wasn't completely free of Parallax when he died during Final Night and reignite Earth's sun. There was still some tiny glimmer of Parallax inside him, and it was still connected to him when Hal became the Spectre. And eventually, Hal overcame it. Parallax was completely gone, and during the story, also this story brought back Sinestro too. That's something that I don't think a lot of people talk about, is that also in this book Sinestro was brought back from the Antimatter universe, I believe. But this is still a really good book. Alright, this is where it all began, with Jeff Johns on Green Lantern. This is where it began, and he's still writing Green Lantern to this day. Is it still the greatest comic I read? Not really, but there have been a number of good stories written by Jeff Johns: Sinestro Corps War, Blackest Night, War of the Green Lanterns. Those have all been amazing, and I think if you really want to, get into the Green Lantern series, the modern Green Lantern series, then this would be a great book for you to start your reading, because it brings Hal Jordan back to wielding the Power Ring and stuff. Alright, well, that's definitely that's hero number 6, Hal Jordan. There are a lot of Green Lanterns out there. There's Kyle Rayner, and I should mention that also technically this isn't my first Green Lantern trade paperback. I actually bought a number of Green Lantern, I think a couple of Green Lantern books. There was Green Lantern, The Greatest Stories Ever Told, and Emerald Twilight, which was the fall of Hal Jordan turning into Parallax, and first few stories of Kyle Rayner. A lot of my Green Lantern reading did feature Hal Jordan, and he is my favorite Lantern. Okay, Hal is definitely my favorite Lantern because he's exactly what the Lantern Corps stands for. he has no fear and he has tremendous willpower. He's always willing to get the job done, and I don't even think even though recently his life's been wrecked since he lost his power ring. Before that, though, they've established that Hal Jordan doesn't really need a ring to fly a plane, which I always found interesting. But yeah, still, Hal Jordan. If you've read anything by Geoff Johns starring Hal Jordan, then you can understand why he's a great character. But yeah, and again, I do say Geoff Johns a lot when I reference Green Lantern. That's because I'm a big fan of those stories, and this is the first Green Lantern story written by Geoff Johns. So if you really want to know where the whole Green Lantern series began, well, the new recent Green Lantern series, then you should definitely check this out. And that's all I have to say. This is it for number 6. Now we're moving into the top 5 heroes tomorrow. If you did see my top 5 heroes and villains video, then you'll probably have a good idea about which heroes are going to come next. But I don't know. I think a couple of graphic novels may surprise you. That's all I have to say. Spider-Man 1991 saying see you later and happy holidays.